Since the dawn of time, since the literal dawn of time, there have just been three questions on the human species' mind. These three questions: what's going to happen when I die? How did I get here? And how does Alex Becker make so much goddamn money? This has been the question for as long as I've been alive. Ever since the age of 1, people have been asking, this guy is the most woke. He is the most successful YouTuber. Before YouTube even came out, he is also extremely PG. He is a billionaire. He also has a great bod. How does this guy make so much money, and what's his secret? And it is right to wonder about this, because when you compare me against all make money online business advice guys, the best business advice guys, I outdo them 8,062% to 1 each year since I've been 15 years old. In fact, I outdid Warren Buffett by the square of pi last year, which might lead to the quote that he put on his house recently: Alex Becker is smarter than I am. In fact, Steve Jobs actually put on his gravestone, I ripped off Alex Becker. And that's okay, because you know what? When you make as much money as I do, you got to be able to kind of spread it around. That's how I do it. I don't pay taxes. I'm above that. Haven't been taxed since I was 2 years old. And so I give off all my ideas and a lot of my wealth to peasants like Steve Jobs. And Elon, he's been ripping me off a lot lately. I might have to get some copyright there. And I'm going to tell you guys my secret in this video, my secret behind the makings of the monies. Okay? It's two things. I like to work in only the most ethical of business fields, the most classiest of class, which is why I operate independently, solely, completely, maximally in cryptocurrency and Mamba meat. Yes, I'm sure you guys know, it's no secret, I am the #1 seller of Mamba meat on Amazon.com. In fact, half of Jeff Bezos' net worth that he's gained during COVID came from my Mamba meat sales. And you can just look at my client list: Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and Carrot Top. I have a client list that people would dream of having, and this is how I've become so successful. I am also the maker of Bitcoin. I printed all of them in my basement using a 3D printer. It is how I became so rich and... On a serious note, you remember when I made that cryptocurrency video and I said I placed a massive bet when it was at like $4,800, $5,000? Ha! This is going to become a cryptocurrency channel now. But guys, look, I am not going to tell any more jokes because I think I maxed out the joke limit in that intro. If you like those jokes, be sure to hit like. It helps the channel, I think, algorithmically. But I'm going to show you how I make over $400,000 per month semi-passively. And I'm going to even explain that semi-passively part from my business, High Roast. Because while that intro was full of jokes, one of the questions I get all the time is, this guy comes on, he screams about being woke. I don't even get what he's talking about. Then he tries to lecture me like a grandpa on some life. This channel's all over the place. What does this guy even do? I can't answer the questions before that, but I can answer what I do. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through my business and essentially how it makes money, and then in turn how I make money. And I'll even be going into my life expenses and then how I spend said money. It should be quite informative. And really this video is going to give you a blueprint for how I think businesses should be built, at least in 2020 to like 2023. I think this is the best way to build a business. This is not for beginners, but if you are a person that is aspiring to build a business or already has a business, this is the creme de la creme. Okay, this is awesome. It works so well. And again, this is going to take me about 5 minutes to explain. So if there's a cat video or PewDiePie video distracting you, by all means go click it. But if you can't focus on a video for more than 5 minutes, that's probably why you're not building successful businesses or doing stuff good. So just focus. So how do I make my money? Let me explain. So I'm the CEO of HighRoast.com. I used to do a bunch of stuff in the past, but then I realized I don't like doing any of that stuff, and I just like working on like one big project that I'm really excited about. And so I just decided to work completely on my business, High Roast, and it's doing pretty well. We'll get into that here in a second. And what High Roast essentially does is, it's not for you. I'm not selling this to you. This is not some make money online guru channel. I'm like, hey, by the way I make money is you pay me for courses. I'm not going to do that. You can't even buy this, okay? Because we only accept clients that are doing $150K a month in revenue right now. You have to be running ads. You have to be in a specific business industry. It's not for you. This is just purely informational. Take it or leave it. For fun stuff you can tell your kids, because I'm super PG, who should be watching the channel right now with you. You should be gathering around, take them under your arm, saying, look, young seed, this is the guy that Steve Jobs listened to, learn from. He makes Warren Buffett look like a sloppy old man who lives off Eggs McMuffins. Anyway, so what HighRoast.com does is it basically does the attribution for advertisers in the info marketing, influencer space, and a little bit of e-commerce. And so basically what happens is when people buy advertising online, I'm gonna give you the 30,000 foot view. It does a lot more things, but basically when people buy advertising online, if they have multiple traffic sources, so they're running ads on YouTube, Facebook, they have organic traffic coming to their site, like YouTube or their blog or something, it's actually impossible to go and attribute where those sales come from, even in the ad dashboard. So let's say you go and spend $500 a day. You can do $1,000 in sales, but you're not going to see where those sales came from a lot of the time. And so it makes it very hard to grow and spend more money accurately on paid traffic to grow your business. And so what we do is we track everything like crazy. I'll just leave it at that. And we allow people to see exactly where all their sales come from, and then we allow them to feed that data back to their ad platforms to optimize their AIs around it so they can find customers better. Long story short, we help businesses that spend money on advertising make a lot more money. And honestly, if you see anybody who's a top ad spender in the ClickFunnels groups, you see anybody that's running influencer products or info marketing products, there's a really good chance they're using Hyros. I'll just leave it at that. We have clients like Dean Graziosi. Kinobody is a client of ours. We've got Full-Time Filmmaker. They're like a 900,000 subscribed to YouTube channel, and clients like that. That's basically who we kind of work with. So that being said, number one question, Alex, how much money is this business making right here? So I put in, it's the 15th right now, but it's the morning, so I put in the last 30 days, and you see in the last 30 days, I did $255,000 in this processor, and then if we go look in this processor right here, awkward loading times. All right, so if I go look in this processor right here, did 234,000. So a little bit, actually closer to 500,000 a month. And then my other passive income source, it isn't really passive, is YouTube, and I made about $8,000 last month from YouTube. So you combine it all together and you get a number which I'm not going to calculate. And just an over/under, what are your hard costs per month? What are you spending on ads? We'll usually spend our hard cost at our company is about $110,000 per month, and my hard cost for ads, eyeballing them, is about $80,000 a month. So you can do the math right there. My cost per living every single month, since you guys probably want to know that as well, my apartment costs $6,500 per month, and I probably spend about high-end like $4,000 per month on just food and general stuff. And so pretty much my YouTube channel actually pays all my bills, and I don't even take money out of my company. I just keep stockpiling it. Because we want to do way bigger things than what we're doing right now. We haven't actually even opened up Hyros technically. We're opening on June 30th. And again, this isn't like some make money online guy's video where he's like, yeah, it's really cool. You can't get in scarcity, stuff like that. You can buy this. You can't even buy this. It's not for you. Purely educational purposes. So what does Hyros involve and how does it make money? So at Hyros, we have a staff. It goes up and down with contractors, but I'd say about 20 plus people right now. Developers, management staff, onboarding agents, support agents, all the 9 yards. And this is completely remote, so I don't have to leave my house either. And the reason why I say this is passive is because the way I build my business is I am not some passive income idiot, okay? There's so many people with YouTube videos who are like, passive income, travel the world, live your dream. That's not for me. I'm not going to say it's completely bullshit. Usually when people are talking like that, it is usually, there's some level of bullshit. Okay, there's no such thing as a truly passive income. And what passive income means to me is I'm not working in the business. If I stopped working on my businesses for 6 months, they would collapse. Okay, that anybody who's like, hey, you can just go and travel the world and pick your nose and play Animal Crossing and make money passively forever. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. There's some examples, counter whatever, but I'm not even going to get into that. My term of passive basically means that I don't work in the business. So how I view businesses is it's like this ecosystem. Okay, it's like you have a greenhouse, and if you put all the right ingredients in the greenhouse, you're going to start growing plants whether you're in the greenhouse or not. And if you put the right plants and other animals and insects in there, they're going to prune the plants, they're going to keep it going, and the greenhouse will basically run itself and grow on its own. That's kind of a loose metaphor, but hopefully you get it. And so I'm kind of like the gardener of the business. And so my time needs to be spent figuring out how to create the perfect ecosystem for gardening, how to get the right marketing channels into it, how to get the right people in the business, and how to retain customers so they keep staying on their subscriptions and paying for a long time. And so what I'm constantly doing is I'm constantly playing with the knobs of the business and playing with the temperature, playing with the plants that go in the greenhouse, and trying to set up a business that runs regardless if I'm there or not. And so, for example, about 3 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks now. I took 7 days off to go on vacation, which was actually me just getting off of coffee, which is going great, by the way. I have so much energy. You should totally do it. But during that 7 days, we actually made more money than ever. And so when I say it's semi-passive, that's what I'm talking about. The business, the salespeople keep taking calls, the ads keep running, the managers keep managing, the onboarders keep onboarding people. The whole entire process works. And so my job is to make a system that works autonomously like an assembly belt. And then with the marketing and hiring processes, keeps growing on its own. It's like you have this little AI that keeps learning. Okay? And so that's how you want to build businesses, in my opinion, overall. This whole build a business, leave it alone, whatever. All right, you can go watch some other channel for that. But my view is that you should be the gardener of your business. And if you're taking calls, you're answering customer support tickets, or you're not building systems to constantly grow the business, and it's not about reducing your hours. That's one thing I want to do. It's not about not working. I work constantly. I take 1 day off a week. What it is it's about doing work that constantly leads to the business growing, or doing work that you can then turn into systems. So for example, at Hyros, I did all the customer support for like the first 3 months with one of my other agents who's now kind of replaced me. And so I learned everything about customer support and then created all the systems and the documentation and everything for that. And so that work turns into work that then becomes self-automating. Now that being said, how does Hyros make money? Well, there's a few ways that Hyros makes money, but I'm going to tell you my overall strategy. So the general gist of it is I'll run ads to a funnel that has a person opt in for free training, and then they watch a video sales letter that gets them to book a phone call. Then they get on a demo with one of my reps, and my rep closes them to deals that are anywhere from $5,000 to even up to $20,000. Is that on the screen? It's not on the screen at all. And so I'll even show you that right now. So basically I'll run ads that go to this. You might have seen these ads. You might have not. You're probably not in the demographic that gets targeted. A lot of you might be because you're in marketing and whatnot. But basically a person will come in here and they'll try to see how we build advertising to get better attribution, to grow sales, yada, yada. And then they'll go to a video right here that basically covers, how attribution works, where the flaws are in marketing, whole 9 yards. Okay, this again won't help you guys. Don't even go opt in for this. It's all about people that already run advertising. So then a person will come down here, go past all of our testimonials, book a call. There's a lot of other parts and moving parts and whatnot that's going on, but that's basically the gist of it. And so usually we'll do like a 5 to 10x cash from our ads, but the thing is I'm not trying to scale it up right now, and that kind of ties into the overall strategy of the business. Because the way Hyros actually makes money is, yeah, we run ads, but mostly we get customers into the business who love the business. Okay? If you go look at the testimonials we have for the business, it's just out of this world. There's so many people that are just crushing it. We have basically every info marketing and influencer. It does very well for people. Their businesses significantly grow when they join Hyros, because when you fix attribution, you can scale advertising so much further, at least another 10, 20%. If you have a business that's doing $200,000 a month, you scale by 20%, it's an extra $40,000 a month. You can charge pretty good rates for your software and have very happy customers. So the true goal is, yes, ads fuel our initial customers, but it's to make customers love it so they then go and tell all their friends, which is where, honestly, most of our sales come from now. I can turn ads off and sales keep coming in. And the true way to grow a business, in my opinion, is you make the product actually good. People never talk about this on any other channel. They're like, marketing, magic funnel, do this thing, ship this thing in, trick people into buying your stuff. That's not the key. What you want to do is you make your product so insanely good to a demographic of people, which in our market, it's info marketers and influencers, and a little bit of e-commerce. We get a bunch of e-commerce actually, but we don't really focus on that right now. This is the market we're going to destroy. You make it so these people, you find a market where people are very closely connected and they tell all their friends about it. They're like, this is the best, this is the best and the best. And then you make your product the only option for that specific demographic. So once they start telling people about it, it just lights on fire because there's no one else to even think about. Example, ConvertKit, I did this interview with their CEO a few weeks ago. This is exactly what they did with bloggers. And so basically what we do is we fuel the business, we get it going like a flywheel. If you've ever seen a flywheel, it starts very slowly, then it goes and goes and goes and goes and goes a lot faster. That's the overall strategy behind the business. And then some other things I make money from is also when people go through this funnel, they'll also get sold my YouTube consulting Mastermind. which basically kind of just shows people how to, it's not for you. Again, this is not, I don't sell anything that shows beginners how to start a business. Everything you need to start a business if you're a beginner is on my channel for free. Okay. If you're looking to like get your first start, spend your first $5 a day on YouTube ads, that's even on the channel. I have nothing to sell you if you're a beginner. But the YouTube consulting is for people that are already doing at least $20,000 a month. Usually people are doing about $50,000 to $100,000 a month when they come into that. And so that's just an extra thing that I get in there. It's just a course plus where they can ask me questions and whatnot. And 98% of my time goes in the hyros. Okay, I only focus on one thing. This is just an upsell to maximize the revenue that comes from these ads. Okay, and just a fun little side project I'll work on weekends and stuff like that. That's essentially what I do. That's how we get customers. That's the business I do. That's what the business does. That's even the numbers behind the business. And I just wanted to do that because honestly, whenever I see people giving business advice, you can never track down like their business. There's nothing wrong with that per se, and I'm not putting anybody down that does that. I just wanted to answer the question on the channel when people are like, what does this guy actually do? I'm gonna be like, this is what I do. And when I give you business advice and share my experiences with you, it's not coming based on me just growing a YouTube channel or giving great business advice. It comes from me actually running a business and getting punched in the face for 10 years and going up and down and failing a ton of times and whatnot. And nobody ever shares like their numbers of the business. And so I like being transparent with you guys. If you guys like that, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe and hit the like button and hit the notification bell. It helps the channel a ton. And also I run ads targeting people that hit that demographic. I can target you in AdWords. And then I run ads to that demographic that gives away basically all the old courses I used to sell back when I used to sell courses. That's a couple $1,000s worth of courses. If you want to see those, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And frankly, what I just showed you here is not something you can do. I'm not going to just tell you you can replicate my business. This is 10 years experience. What I'm doing is hard. It's difficult. It's not for beginners. You shouldn't do anything that I'm doing right now. I just want to show you what I'm doing. If you want to see what I think is actually most important to building a business, check the videos out after this video. It's going to show you how to do dopamine detoxes, how to simplify your life with minimalism, and how to get focused. Because the number one thing that comes with building a good business that customers love is absolute focus and having self-control and self-discipline. If you could do that, you'll be successful in anything. I don't care what you're doing. Drop shipping, consulting, Amazon FBA, whatever the buzzwords are right now. If you can master focus and discipline, you'll be good at anything. And you can pick any course, you can listen to any guru you want, you can learn anything. If you don't have focus and discipline, you won't be successful. Ever. Ever, 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 ever.